Alright, hello Caramel, welcome back to the channel. This is, of course, another anime reaction video. I know what I said last time, trying to be more active, but unfortunately, when I was making those promises, I guess you could say, kind of unfortunate timing. I don't want to get too much into it and, bring the whole mood down, but the author of a very important manga in my life passed away very recently, Kentaro Miura of Berserk fame. So I just wanted to take a little bit of time to let myself, process those emotions before I get back into this. But I'm doing all right now. It still hurts a little bit, but seeing a lot of people online come together to mourn the loss of him was really nice and uplifting to see. And so I'm ready to get back into this. Hopefully, be a little bit more active. As you can see, a little bit different. I just fuck it. Why not? I kind of want to get into this whole thing. It's been a lot of fun these past few months with this sort of experiment, so why not get more into it, I guess you could say. I don't really know. The only thing I'm nervous about is facial expressions, because I have to consciously make sure I'm making interesting face reactions or whatever. But with that all being said, we're going to get into Gintama episode 35 and 36. And man, I'm really excited to get into episode 35 because episode 35 had a really unfortunate cliffhanger. So somehow, knowing Gintama being like this whole comedy thing, they're gonna completely subvert that, because they've already done a lot of subversion, I guess, or deconstruction, or doing things differently from normal shonen, like with Gintoki, just sort of doing his own thing, not really being the standard shonen hero, which has been really fun to watch. So I don't expect this interaction with Shinpachi and I forget her name, but the other idol that is that's taken Shinpachi to her house. I don't expect it to go all too well, but deep in my heart, I'm hoping he gets it. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, let's get into the episode. As always, link in the description to the uncut reaction. So you can go watch that and come back here for the discussion. Man. Editing is going to be a little bit rougher. Fucking hate my ugly mug. Whatever. Alright. So, this is a really interesting episode. Really driving home ideas about love. That was pretty much the past two episodes. This episode and episode 34. It was all about love. And they interestingly had similar ideas and like lessons to be learned, so to speak, between the two of them. And that's you shouldn't judge people or fall in love based on very surface level things. You gotta actually get to know them as a person and get close to them. And man, I knew it wasn't gonna add well for Shinpachi. I knew something was gonna happen that would ruin his moment there. Almost. It's this close. It's this close, man. I feel for you, Shinpachi. No, I don't. I've never been in that situation before. But I can sympathize. But the second half was also a really interesting thing, because not only did they subvert your expectations twice, but man, while still being its own like Gintama brand of hilarious and like funny with all these jokes, it also kind of had something to say about love in general. And just because two people look like they wouldn't work as a couple based on their outer appearances doesn't mean that they can't truly be like in love with each other and be good together. But then also fuck. But then also, just because somebody's like super nice to you and goes out of their way to be like, fuck, I shit my pants. Don't worry, I shit myself too. Doesn't mean that they'll stick with you through everything. I feel really bad for Shichibe. We didn't see much of him. And I don't know if he'll come back in the series or not at some point later in the series. Somehow I doubt it, because more so than any other character, he seems like the most Like those two seem like the most one-off. Maybe in the future they'll it's like I feel like every shonen series has got to have a time skip at some point. Maybe Gintama will have a time skip, and at some point during or after the time skip, they're gonna be true lovers still or whatever, and they're gonna forget about that time where she's just like, I'll break up with my shit taking my dump in pants taking boyfriend for Hijikata, who literally was only there to protect their relationship, those two's relationship, but then they got married or whatever. Who knows? But man, what else did I want to say? For the most part, animation was pretty like on par for like the rest of the whole what we've seen so far as well. It seemed pretty standard for the most part. Yeah, I think that's all I really had to say for this episode. So we're gonna get started with Gintama, episode 36. Actually, no, it's fine. It's about to see if there's any end credits things, but I don't think I need to. Okay, so outside of what I was saying, actually, did I even talk about the message? I think I might have been talking about the message a little bit in this episode of Gintama, but I think it was a pretty good message overall because it was affecting not only Hanako, who was like the incidental character for this episode, but it was also something that affected the main sort of antagonist of this episode. So the story and the message for this episode were really, really interesting because Hanako's dreams led her to being taken advantage of because she's like a very kind and trusting person because of where she was originally raised at and because of how different the big city basically is. And on the other hand, I forget his name, so we're just going to call him Ham. His dream was to become like, hugely popular and rich and famous or whatever, and he was basically a con man. But the difference between these two is not only in how they were raised and how they went about it, but it was also one of the differences is like the people that were surrounding them, basically. Like I think I joked about it. Like power of friendship is what led to them winning, which I personally don't really have a huge deal with power of friendship. In concept, it's not like a bad thing because having other people to help you does help a lot in a lot of situations. So it's sort of like a natural extension for it to be at least part of solutions in like media. Fairy tale is something I hear gets slam dunked on the internet a lot about because of its overusage of it. I haven't watched Fairy Tale yet. I've watched maybe 40 episodes like years ago, but I do want to revisit it because I'm interested, and I respect Hiro Mashima as a creator, but that's getting way off topic. But like, as I was saying, the difference between Ham and Hanako is not only how the like attitude towards reaching their dream, but also the people around them, because they both had people help them. Because I forget, I think his name was Hattori, the ninja that was helping Ham. He was a person that's helping him, but he wasn't his friend. And when the going got tough, so to speak, and like the culmination of Ham not truly respecting him as like a person or valuing him as a friend, and giving him whatever it was he needed for his ass, was what led to him abandoning him in like the lowest point, like his lowest point basically. And for Hanako, it was basically the complete opposite. She was pretty much always at her lowest point after she got scammed, and she had people that they were mutually like respectful towards each other, putting aside like the jokes that they were flinging at each other. So yeah, it's basically, it's one of those things where like the message is like, you can't let dreams are like a huge important thing in a person's life, but you can't let them take over you and turn you into a person that doesn't care about other people and you only care about yourself basically. And you can't be so blinded by your dream as well, on the other hand, that you blindly trust everyone. Like you can't like be willing to take so many opportunities for your dream that you end up getting so huge that you lose track of where you came from, and you can't be so blinded by your dream that you're just like, I'll do whatever it takes, including letting scummy people take advantage of me, is kind of what I'm trying to say, if that makes any sense at all. So that's really interesting. There was outside of the story, more technical aspects of this episode. Again, it's pretty much what to expect, nothing hugely crazy, except for bits in the dojo after Gintoki and Kagura were convinced, so to speak. There was some small bits of animation that looked slightly better than normal. They were more fluid, I guess you could say, like when Gintoki and Kagura were beating the shit out of the one guy. And after it was confirmed in the episode that they didn't truly believe the thing, whatever, the crap that they were peddling, it makes more sense that they weren't actually trying to learn the Dreamcatcher like phrase and then like form to actually perform it. They were just fucking with the guy because they didn't believe it, and they were just having some fun basically. And oh, I don't remember if that's what it looked like. I'll show it in a second. But and then also when they were referencing the I guess the J-pop group, the art style looks slightly different for those specific three characters, and the animation was also really fluid, which was kind of nice to look at. And then other than that, it was pretty standard for the most part. So yeah, overall, great episode. And with that all being said, if you watched the end of this video, thank you very much. Make sure to press the like button if you enjoyed, and subscribe so you don't miss out on any future Gintama reactions. Also hit the notification bell. See you later. I am an idiot. I literally said it. I was going to show it in a second, but then I didn't. But real quick, I don't know if I'll be able to get it perfectly on camera. But as I was mentioning earlier, with the Guitar Miura stuff and Berserk stuff, with his passing, I got this before it happened, like long before. You can't really see it. Hold on. Let me find a solution. Pajama pants that I got on Amazon, Berserk themed. This is way before Miura's unfortunate passing, but I don't know. It looks kind of faded, more so than when I first got it, as far as I can tell. So I don't know if that was just like a thing with washing it or whatever, but it's getting a little bit faded here at the top. If I can show it properly, Jesus, yeah, like that. There we go. This is so weird. Now that's really it, I swear.